To that. Joining us now, we have Reince Priebus is with us, friend of the program, former RNC chair, former governor, Mike Huckabee. You know, there's a woman that's running for governor in Arkansas right now that I think is going to be a better governor than you were. I hope you don't take it personally.
I don't take it personally. There's probably some talk show host out there that's going to take your place someday, and they'll be better than you, too, Sean. So, look, I'm thrilled with my daughter.
Well done.
She's
well-deserved. Great comeback,
She's
as
great.
always. That's what made you great on the presidential debate speech. All right, Reince, we'll start with you.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go, Governor. Go, finish.
Well, I just want to say this. I'm waiting for Swalwell, and I'm waiting for good old Schiff to come out and say we finally found evidence of Russian collusion. And it wasn't with Donald Trump. It was with Joe Biden, because he is given a gift that keeps on giving to Vladimir Putin and the Russians, and he's done it at the expense of a lot of American workers, including a bunch of them who live in my home state of Arkansas on the pipeline that he decided he was going to shut down.
Reince, I think the governor makes a good point, because it was Joe Biden that's given them a waiver. He's not giving America the same waiver. So he lied when he said it was about climate change, or else he wouldn't have given or granted the waiver. It was Obama that said I'll have more flexibility after the election. It was Hillary that bought the dirty dossier with Russian misinformation and handed over, believe it or not, uranium to the Russians when we have a shortage of uranium. But they did get a nice kickback to the Clinton Foundation.
Right. Well, I've always heard that the worst thing about betrayal, Sean, is that it usually doesn't come, that it doesn't come from your enemies, right? So, and certainly you wouldn't expect it to come from the president. By the way, but President Biden also said on April 15th from the press room that he opposed the pipeline. Blinken said during his confirmation, which I think has been forgotten, Blinken had testified under oath that he opposed this Russian pipeline. Even the European Parliament voted 581 to 5 opposed to the pipeline. The German Parliament opposed it. So you're right. So Biden shuts down Keystone. The Russian hackers shut down the biggest commercial pipeline in America. We were all waiting in line for a week for gas. And then he lifts the sanctions. And you're right, it's not America first, and it's Russia first, and it's tons of money flowing back to Russia. I think the governor's right. Who knows what Putin has on Biden? I don't know. But certainly it's very bizarre when people testify under oath that they're going to oppose something, and then they turn around 4 months later and they lift the sanctions and elbow bump the Lavrov in Reykjavik, Iceland, just before the sanctions are lifted. Pretty wild stuff.
He could have sent in zero experience Hunter, got to his company $3.5 million from the First Lady of Moscow, a Russian oligarch. Maybe Hunter could have helped actually do something productive for once. Governor, let me ask you this, because energy is the lifeblood of the world's economy. Now our allies are dependent on Russia, and we've now taken ourselves out of the game, artificially raising the costs on every American and every good we buy in any store we shop at. Now, if he's a hostile actor and it's a hostile regime, Russia, why would we give so much power and control over the economies of our allies to him? What if he decides to turn the spigot off one day because he's in a bad mood? There's been rumors out there that his enemies get quite interesting treatment.
Sean, there's three things a country has to be able to do to stay free. It has to be able to feed itself, therefore its farmers are important. It has to be able to fight for itself, meaning it has to be able to manufacture its own weapons of self-defense. That's why parts and manufacturing are critical. We can't outsource that to China or somewhere else. And the third thing, we've got to be able to fuel ourselves. If we can't supply our own energy needs, and by the way, in the U.S., we've got 300+ years of oil and gas at our disposal, but if we don't use what we have, and if we aren't the greatest producer in the world, then we're just simply going to have to wait and decide which country is going to allow us to have enough energy to maintain our liberty. That's why this is not a minor political skirmish. This is truly a fight for our very existence and freedom as a country.
You know, I'm an all-the-above guy, Reince Priebus. If somebody comes up with an invention where we can get, you know, all the energy we need and it's inexpensive, and that would transform the entire world. I'm all open to that, but it doesn't exist right now. So in the meantime, the oil, the gas, the coal, and nuclear, can't touch that either. So it's the lifeblood of the world's economy. Now my question is, so if that's the case, when we take ourselves out of the production side of this, we artificially reduce supply. That means we're raising costs and we're raising dependency. And now we are being harmed potentially because a lot of countries can dictate what the price will be, and we are beholden to them. We weren't under Donald Trump for the first time in 75 years. Why would he give that up?
Well, it's a wild thing as far as what's going on. You think about it, it's the same thing with steel and aluminum and what the governor said and what you're talking about. These are national security issues: steel, aluminum, manufacturing, gas, oil. And, you know, this is what people, when you talk about the American people, when they start to see the reality of the Biden economy, when they're waiting in line for gas, when their businesses can't hire people because it's easier and more convenient for people to stay home and collect a check than it is to go back to work. These are the once-in-a-lifetime lessons on what it means to be a conservative, market-based economy in America. There are very few opportunities to do it. Can you imagine if Donald Trump's first few months in office, where his first actions were to shut down our gas and oil, turn on Russia's gas and oil, fist pump Lavrov in Iceland, and call it a day and have Americans wait in line to fill up their gas tanks? It's incredible, but this is where we are. It's a new America.
It's not going to end well. Putting Russia first and helping Russia get rich again, that's about as dumb as the Iranian deal, dropping $150 billion in cash and other currencies on the tarmacs for the mullahs in Iran, the #1 state sponsor of terror, and getting nothing in exchange. Anyway, Reince Priebus, Governor, thank you both.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.